I thought a DNA kit would be a cute anniversary gift, a way to learn where we came from while we built a future. He opened the box, went pale, and said he had a stomach ache. That's when I realized I wasn't the one who'd lose dinner. When Ethan and I got married, we promised each other three things: honesty, patience, and to never go to bed angry. Somewhere between those vows and his urgent work trips, we stopped keeping promises. He started working late. Then later, the kind of late that leaves cologne in the car and receipts in the pockets of suit jackets you forgot to hide. When he was home, Ethan was a ghost. He answered questions with one-word replies and kissed me like he was clocking out of a job. I made excuses for him the way you do when you're in love: big client, big promotion, big stress. I swallowed my loneliness and told myself it was temporary. Then small things piled up: a smear of lipstick on a water bottle that wasn't my shade, an extra toothbrush under the sink, the kind hotels give out, a work trip to a city his company doesn't even have an office in, and the worst, a baby sock tucked under the passenger seat of his car. I asked about it. He laughed. "It's from my coworker. She had her kid in the car once." The sock was newborn size. His coworker's kid is in kindergarten. I didn't explode. I did something worse. I paid attention. I stopped filling the silence with excuses and started writing dates, miles, receipts. The time he turned off "share my location" and told me his phone glitched. When our anniversary came up, I thought, if there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to fear. DNA kits were on sale. I bought two. I wrapped them with ribbon and a card that said, "Let's learn our story." He opened his on Friday night. His smile died first, then his color. I don't want to spit in a tube," he said, half laughing. "It's weird. It's fun," I said softly. "Millions of people do it. There's a family tree feature." "Family," he repeated. Then he said he felt sick and needed air. He took his keys. He took the unboxed kit. I sat on the couch listening to the garage door open and close and thinking, when someone is afraid of simple truth, they're protecting a complicated lie. He came back an hour later, no kit in his hand. "I dropped it," he said. "You dropped a box?" "It fell into a drain at the store," he said. He looked at me like he wanted me to choose between loving him and believing him. I chose neither. The next morning, I cleaned out his car. Under the driver's seat, an empty water bottle with lipstick on the rim, the same shade as before. I kept it, not to drink. God, no, for evidence. I sent in my DNA kit. I didn't send in his. I sent in the bottle. Waiting for results felt like living with a bomb I had armed myself. Ethan warmed up suddenly. Flowers, dinner. "Let's take a trip." People say cheaters do that. They sense the ground shifting. On our anniversary, we booked a nice restaurant, dress code, dim lighting. A small candle between us I wanted so badly to still mean something. My phone buzzed with an email before the wine arrived. "DNA results ready." My hands shook. "Do you mind?" I asked. "Work?" he said. "Family," I said, staring him straight in the eyes, and tapped. I didn't read percentages. I read one sentence that might as well have been a siren. "You are the biological father of infant, estimated 10 months old." I set the phone down. The candle flickered between us like a warning light on a dashboard. "Congratulations," I said, voice steady. "It's a boy." He went silent, then loud. "You stole my saliva? You left your evidence in the car." "That's illegal." "So is lying in a marriage?" The couple next to us pretended to read their menus. The server pretended the candle needed adjusting. Ethan tried a dozen faces: angry, wounded, arrogant, pleading, and none of them looked like the man I married. "It's not what you think," he said weakly. "Oh, because I think you've been visiting your son on your work trips. I think you turned off your location so I wouldn't know the hospital where he was born is an hour from your client. I think you wore the cologne I bought you to meet the mother of your child. Am I thinking wrong?" He started to cry. Real tears. Fake timing. "It was a mistake," he choked. "Mistakes don't last 10 months, I said. "They don't have baby socks." Revenge can be dramatic. Mine was administrative. First, I paid the bill. Not because he deserved it, because I wanted a clean exit from that table and that life. Second, I pulled a folder from my bag. "These are copies," I said. "Receipts, mileage logs, hotel invoices, your texts." I slid it to him. "This is what I'll use to protect myself in divorce." He flipped through it like a drowning man flipping through water. "We can fix this," he said. "Fix what?" The child you concealed? The months you let me plan a future while you lived a double present? He tried the family line again. We are a family. And you started another one. I left him at the restaurant, folder in hand, and walked into air that felt cold but honest. That night, he came home and found the locks changed, a suitcase by the door, and a note from my lawyer attached to a key that only opened the garage. I'd scheduled a consultation weeks ago. People say victims are slow. That night, I felt quick. He raged. He slept in his car. He texted, "You're cruel." Cruel was naming his son after his father and not telling me. Cruel was letting me pick baby shower gifts for a coworker while he visited a nursery on his lunch break. Cruel was time theft, the one thing you can't get back. Divorce isn't a slam door, it's a series of small clicks. Click. I moved to a one-bedroom with sunlight and a landlord who fixed things the first time I asked. Click. My friends filled the space with plants. We named one Closure and overwatered it on purpose. Click. The attorney told me my evidence and the timeline would matter. Actions have consequences, even when tears are involved. Months later, I got a message from the baby's mother. It was polite, heartbreaking, not defensive. She said she hadn't known about me until late. She sent a picture, big eyes, a sleepy mouth, a baby who had done nothing wrong, loved by a man who made all the wrong choices. I didn't respond. Some conversations aren't mine to have. I kept the DNA email. Not because I wanted to reread pain, but because it reminded me of something true. The truth doesn't need you to like it. It just needs you to stop running from it. If you're listening to this and you feel that cold, empty space where love is supposed to be, pay attention. Write down the dates. Trust the small things. And when the truth finally arrives, let it in. It's better company than a liar. If this story hit home, tap like, subscribe, and share. I post daily stories about relationships, betrayal, and the hard choices that set you free.